Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the next installment in this shuttle refurb, rebuild, recommissioning, whatever you want to call it. I think in the last video I left you where I was fitting servos to the airframe. All the servos are now fitted. They are all connected up. We've got everything moving as it should. The only one I haven't got fitted is a tail rotor servo, because that's in the post to me just now. I managed to find one that I want to go in there. It's a 9254, which will match the gyro and be nice for the tail. That's not going to stop me doing what I want to do though, because I've now got everything important set up and connected up. I can slave in the receiver, I can slave in a battery and get some fuel into this and see if it will fire up. Now, the weather's been pretty horrendous recently. At the moment, we've got a bit of a break in the weather, so I'm probably going to try and get some fuel into it just now, get it fired up and make sure it does run. I'm not going to run it for long. Make sure everything spins up as it should. There's no horrible noises, no bangs, no crunches or anything like that. I'm not going to run it with any blades on or anything like that at all. I'm just going to let it spin up and do its thing. Depending on how the weather looks, I might or might not film that, but we'll see how it goes. So, as predicted, the heavens did open. I did, however, manage to get a quick minute, 2 minute, maybe 3 minute run on the engine. It fired up straight away, which was good. I found a little blockage in the piece of tubing that I had here, but that's not the end of the world. That will be replaced with a filter, a three-way filter, to make it easier to fill up, but for testing purposes that's fine. I don't know about the tuning. I think it's probably rich, but I won't know that until I actually start trying to run it out properly. It's quiet, very quiet, which is good. Everything seems to be fine. It gently span up. I didn't film it because I thought if it's going to rain I don't want to get everything getting soaked and wasting time doing that, so you just have to trust me, it did run fine. Span everything up, but I could tell there was a vibration, so I didn't run it for too long, but it's not in the engine, it's in the airframe itself. And I thought, hang on, have we got a bent mast here? So I started looking at things and taking measurements, and I found the flybar, for whatever reason, was a centimetre too far one way. It was offset. No, it wasn't evenly spaced. Now obviously that's me putting it back together because I'll have that apart to get the head apart. But I thought I put it back evenly. Can't remember checking it, but it's always worth doing some due diligence like that. So I'm happy with where it is just now. I've got a bit of a shopping list of bits I need to get. Tail rotor blades, tail rotor bolts. I need to check on the manual to see what dimensions they are. Main rotor blade bolts. I need to get a slightly different battery. I need to get a flat battery for it, because the square one, though it'll work, it's not the best. It should make everything neater in the front if it's a flat one, which is fine. I don't think I've got one in stock just now. I need to fit the tail rotor servo and the gyro. Now the gyro, I've got one of these Align GP780 heading lock gyros. I'm guessing it's new. I can't remember where the hell I got it from, to be honest, but it's all in here. It's even got a dedicated servo head, so I'm guessing it came with a servo. Hopefully there's some instructions in here as to how to set it up. Yeah, there's instructions in the bottom, so that's all good. I'm also guessing that it's got a remote gain, which it has, which again is good, and hopefully the leads are long enough to put it where I want them to be, which could be interesting. Anyway, tiny little gyro. For what we need with this, that will be perfectly fine. So yeah, I'm in a good place with this just now. I'm happy that the engine runs. As I said, it fired up perfectly. It's got really good compression. I don't think it's had that much running in its life. everything seems to be good. I am going to, as I see about getting all these bits and pieces, but it'll be in this video, but that'll be in a while I get that. I said the servo's coming, so I'll be able to get that done. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get the other bits and pieces. At the time of filming, I'm due to go away to work very soon. So you're probably watching this while I'm actually at work, if you're watching it closer when it goes public. So yeah, we're making progress. I'll come back to you once I've got this servo to install. Okay then guys, I can't actually remember where I left you, but I've moved on. I started looking, I've got some bits basically. Started looking at fitting the gyro and tail servo. So tail servo's in, I'll show you here. 9254 is in and fitted. Connected up the gyro, which is an Align GP780, which I had knocking around. I've never actually used it, and I thought it was new in its box, or good condition in its box. That servo's all over the place. Now before anybody says, oh, it's a servo, well, I've tried that servo on a known good gyro and it's solid. Does exactly what it's meant to. This gyro, I don't know what's up with it. I've tried all the different settings I can do, so I can only assume something's wrong with it. So I've reached out to a friend of mine. He's got a 401, Futaba 401 that I can use. I need to go and get that tomorrow, which means we should be able to get the tail control system set up. So 401s are easy to set up. I know how to set them up. I picked up today another couple of tail rotor blades. They're second hand, but they're much better condition than the ones that were with it. I'm still waiting on tail rotor bolts coming and main rotor bolts coming. So all I can really do is get those tail rotors fitted temporarily, so that they're there. Oh, the other thing I can do, I found one of these T-pieces for the fuel line, so I can fit that. Make sure that works. Well, it will work, just because I'm fitting it in there. And that's about it for just now. I can't even really do all of the... I could start doing the electronic setup, I suppose, which isn't going to be much, just going to be doing all the sub trims. Yeah, make sure everything's going the right way. Yeah, there's not much more else I can do really until I've got that gyro. So, and the bolts. I might just do the fuel line and call it a day for today and wait until I've got these extra parts. I've actually changed out the servo on my Raptor 50, because on the last flight the servo seemed to be playing up. Well, the tail seemed to be playing up. Turns out the servo's got an issue. It's got power, so you can feel it, but you can actually move the centering of it. It's not a gear that's stripped, it's actually what senses. So I don't know if it's the pot or if it's a Hall effect sensor, but I suspect it's the pot that's chucked it. That's out, that's been replaced. That's the two servos that I was waiting on coming, so they've come. 9254 again. So that's ready to fly. Ewan's Raptor 30 is ready to go. I might well look at getting the Raptor Titan up and running, because I've got a few bits and pieces I can play with on that. So yeah, the shuttle, I'm waiting on bits again now, so I shall come back to you in a little while. Right, so we seem to have a gyro that's working now. This is the one that seemed to be giving me trouble. On further inspection and fault finding, it might not be faulty or causing a problem. It could have just been what I was doing with it, I don't know. But I've now got a 401 gyro in there, and on the bench it all seems to be working fine after a few headaches. So what I need to do now is, let me start again. Gyro's fitted, connected up to the servo all seems to be working. The only thing I don't know, and the manual isn't very clear for a helicopter, is where centre is on the tail rotor pitch. I've put it where I think it should be, but that doesn't mean that's where it should be. So what we're going to have to do is basically at the field try it, see what happens, see how far out it is on the yaw. If need be, we can change it, and it's all part of the setup of the gyro as well, to fly it in rate mode rather than heading lock, to set it up, get the centers right so there's no drifting, etc, etc. So we're very close to actually having this flyable. What I've got to do now, well, the only thing I can do now is tidy up all the radio, receiver, the battery, and make it flight ready basically. Battery's going to need a good cycling before we do actually go and fly it. Yeah, so I'm going to tidy up the radio, and then we're just about done. Okay, so that didn't take anywhere near as long as what I thought it was going to. So the wiring is as tidied up as it's going to get for just now. I think on the shuttles, because these are older helicopters, they were designed to have like bigger components, obviously a bigger battery, a bigger receiver, like a rate gyro, so you'd have like another control box and a much bigger gyro than what that is. So yeah, the finishing touch will be putting a canopy on, which I can't do one-handed, and then it's ready for test. So I suspect the flight trials, if you want to call it that, or test flight, will probably be in the next video of this series. Right now I don't know when that's going to be, because the weather's been horrendous recently. And as I said, I think I said previously, I'm actually due to go away to work shortly. So when you're watching this, I will be at work. As soon as I come home though, this will be one of the things I want to get flying, testing, get up and running. But in the meantime, I've got plenty of other things to be doing. So this can now be put aside really for a rainy day or a sunny day. I'm going to crack on with something else. If you're liking this sort of content, please give us a thumbs up. If you're not already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, I'll catch you later.